Speaking of transformational leadership, which you have been talking about in your presentation, what is a clear definition that you can give to that kind of leadership, which is different from other leadership?
Transformational leadership is the leadership that harnesses the human resources in a country or in a society, using the characters and qualities of the people to change the society positively.
And how does this kind of leadership contribute to organizational societal changes and growth?
At different levels. If you look at the political arena, a transformational leader is a leader who has a clear vision and knows where he or she wants to take his or her country. Paul Kagame, your president, is such a one as that. In a short period between 1900 and 94, he has succeeded in harnessing the human resource of Rwanda and catapulted her into an orbit where friends and foes alike now agree that he has done a good job. And in organizations, we see those who have taken companies that were loss-making and they convert them into money-making machines. In institutions of higher learning or even lower education settings, we have seen such men and women in industry. They are men and women who are servant leaders, who want to use their God-given talent to improve the qualities of others and do so in humility, dedication, and with only one desire: to change society positively.
In your presentation, you say that good leadership is like water, adapting to each and everyone's situation without changing your DNA. How can leaders adapt to this approach in different settings?
You adapt by being aware of your environment and being aware of your settings. What is good in one situation may not necessarily work in another, but the most important thing is that you must never change your DNA. In other words, what you do is to change tactics in order to achieve the same defined goal.
How do you change that?
You can do it in many ways. If I'm in an environment that requires that I work throughout the night, I'll do so. If I'm in an environment that calls for me to work in a different way, I'll do so. In other words, circumstances define how I deploy my intellectual firepower.
How can this type of leadership be used to address the continent's pressing challenges such as poverty, inequality, and corruption?
That leadership's absence is what is undermining the African continent. And what one needs are leaders who are selfless, leaders who have vision, leaders who are dedicated, leaders who are not greedy, leaders who want to use their positions of honor for purposes of improving the quality of people's lives. And that can be done. We have seen it being done in a number of countries within the continent. I've already indicated and given the example of Rwanda post-genocide. And if you go to Botswana, one sees what has been done. You go to Mauritius, you'll see what has been done. Go to Tanzania, you see what happened during the period starting from Nyerere through to Magufuli and now Samia Suluhu Hassan. And if you go to different countries, you'll see what has been done. There are things that are happening which are positive and which, if they are deployed on a massive scale, then Africa can change. Remember, we are trying, in a manner of speaking, to irrigate the desert that is the continent of Africa, and we cannot use a teaspoon to irrigate the desert.
So you have been vocal about Africa's self-emancipation in a wide range of areas, but it looks like things are not matching your pace. What do you think should be done amid fears of African recolonization?
We judge ourselves too harshly. The post-colonial African countries, slightly over 60 years, some are not even 20 years. These things change intergenerationally. Let us not judge ourselves harshly. We have made a few mistakes, we have made a few gains. Ours is to always keep our eye on the ball. We must never lose sight of the antelope because we have seen a sprinting squirrel. It is one generation passing over the baton to the other, and in that way, it will be done. As I've said before, and I'm repeating it now, when you want to eat an elephant, you don't swallow the elephant, you eat it piece by piece. And that is what we will do. Thank you.